Winter is coming. Nuclear winter. I'm Rich Finley. Welcome to Rich Makes Sense. Game of Thrones is almost done, finishing its epic 72-episode run. And while fans everywhere anxiously and excitedly look forward to the Battle of Winterfell in episode 3 of season 8, everything had been building to this. For 8 seasons, the army of the dead was the most destructive force in the world. Their tearing through the wall at the end of season 7 and subsequent march into the north threatened to lay waste to everyone and everything they came in contact with. And yet, from the moment, spoilers, 2, 3, 4, from the moment Arya turned the Night King and the Dead Army into a collective avatar of WWE Hall of Famer Ric Flair, it was at that moment all of us were left staring at the screen like a dog that heard a high-pitched noise. The show warped into hyperdrive and characters started making dumb decisions. Most of all, Jon Snow. Oh, and Jon, come here for a second. Come here. Yeah, snap out of it. You go and tell Arya and Sansa to swear they won't tell, and you beg and plead, and they finally say they won't tell, and then you painstakingly and bravely come clean and say, okay, Bran, tell. You broke the cardinal rule of incest club. What did your fiancé tell you? No telling. And then there's the specific way the show creators dealt with the Night King himself. For years, people speculated about the Night King's true identity. Was he a Stark? Was he a Targaryen? What is his background? What are his motivations? What message is he sending? The show continuously built up the mystery and speculation surrounding the Night King to a fever pitch, culminating in a climactic moment where we finally got this. Now, some people are going to complain that a little girl, albeit a badass, unrealistically snuck past all the Night King's generals, or some would argue that Jon Snow should have been the one to kill the Night King. But I would offer the story of the Night King is a cautionary tale. He's the guy you've been emailing from Match.com for way too long, making no plans to meet you. He always has a work thing, a get-together with the boys. Sure, his profile shows that he loves kids and animals and does charity work. He posts pics of his sweet, fancy ride and intrigues you with stories of how much he loves his big family gatherings. Yet, he keeps sending you mixed signals, but there really is no depth to him. The Night King is just DTF. And all of us have been left feeling empty. You mean I waited for that? I responded to late-night text messages from the Night King for that? I mean, sure, the moment he exploded all over everything was exhilarating, but then when we woke up and looked around the next morning, he was gone. No note, no text, no insight into who he really is, just out of our lives. Forever. You horny bastard. Maybe he'll call. The rushed death of the Night King and the Dead Army is just a microcosm of how rushed Season 8 has felt. Journeys that used to be episodes long are now quickly happening off screen. The death of Dragon Number 1 at the hands of the Night King was horrifying and filled with pain for both our heroes and those of us watching. But Captain Jack Euron's mustache-twirling elimination of Dragon Number 2 left us feeling the same way we feel every time Alex Jones rips off his shirt. Oh, I don't think you should be doing... Well, okay, you've done that. I can't unsee that. The Night King is turning all the frozen frogs gay, folks. But the rush nature of the narrative of Season 8 of Game of Thrones even trickled down to the editing staff, who inexplicably missed a 2-second glimpse of a Starbucks cup in front of Daenerys. Starbucks has estimated that it has benefited from over $2 billion of free advertising the mistake generated, and it has led to tens of millions of dollars of sales from the placement of that cup. And had Starbucks been allowed to purchase that 2 seconds of screen time, it is estimated they would have paid up to $1 million for it. That is insane. And delicious. It is the best 2-second product placement since Monica Lewinsky's dress. And yes, We're still doing that. I'm a 90s kid. What do you want from me? Recently, the creators behind Game of Thrones, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, went on Jimmy Kimmel to discuss their plans for watching the finale.
First of all, the show, where will you watch the finale? Where will you be together?
Oh, we're not. We are going to take our wives to an undisclosed location.
But you will be together.
We'll be together, the four of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll together, and we're just going to turn our phones off, turn our
going
computers
offline,
off, and
drinking a lot of tequila.
Yeah, drinking tequila and coming back when it's over.
Going to an undisclosed location, going offline, and turning off their phones. If someone in your life said, I've left a letter for you on the kitchen counter, I'm going to go to an undisclosed location and I'm going to turn off my phone and I'm going to get drunk while you're reading that letter, you would be terrified. Now, why are they doing this? Maybe HBO's demand for a truncated season did not give them what they felt was the proper time to tie up all the loose ends properly. This season has felt like your mom's deadbeat boyfriend, Daryl, who takes you to Disneyland for your birthday at 8:30 p.m. when the park closes at midnight, rushes you through a few of the rides, and then says, okay, come on, let's hurry up and get this shit over with. Or maybe the show creators feel they made a terrible mistake in who does or does not end up on the Iron Throne. Or maybe they're doing this because they themselves are terrified of the number one most toxic force to all fictionalized storytelling. Us. Yeah, think about it. We're not happy. We're never happy with the major trajectory of a hit television show. Who shot JR? Who shot Mr. Burns? When are Maddie and David getting together? What about Mulder and Scully? What about Sam and Diane? What about Sam and Rebecca? Does Sam have gonorrhea? We were on a break. So that's how you met Mom? Dexter is using a wood chipper now? For wood chipping? We gotta go back, Kate.
We have to go back, Kate.
By the way, Evangeline Lilly, hi. True Blood causing bad blood and a show about nothing giving us just that for a finale. The point is, we love these shows for the ride they take us on. And sometimes at the end of that ride, we feel like we need to throw up. Hopefully all over Daryl. And when we do have those moments at the end of the ride where we say, again, it's because the moments along the way were exhilarating. And what we're really mad at is simply that the ride had to end. So when you are watching the Game of Thrones finale through your fingers, terrified that they're going to screw this up somehow, just take a deep breath and remember. Oh yeah, I forgot, the Sopranos finale. Yeah, that sucked too. And Sam definitely had gonorrhea. But they just give you a shot for that, and then in a week or so, you're fine. Or so I'm told.